Equity-based compensation is an increasingly popular component of remuneration strategies within organizations, acting as a tool to align the interests of employees with those of shareholders. By incorporating equity into compensation packages, companies can motivate employees to focus on long-term value creation, which can enhance business outcomes and shareholder returns. Equity-based compensation includes a variety of instruments such as stock options, restricted stock units (RSUs), and other forms of share-based payments. The choice of which type of equity to offer depends on several factors, including the company's size, its stage in the business lifecycle, and its specific strategic goals. It is also influenced by the desire to foster a culture of ownership among employees. Stock options are one of the most common forms of equity compensation. They provide employees with the right to purchase shares at a predetermined price at a future date. This can be highly motivating, as employees stand to gain if the company's stock price exceeds this exercise price, encouraging them to contribute to the company's success. Stock options can be complex to manage and understand, and their value is highly dependent on stock market performance, which can introduce an element of risk for employees. Restricted stock units are another popular option. Unlike stock options, RSUs are granted in the form of company shares that vest after a certain period or upon achieving predetermined performance targets. This form of compensation is generally easier for employees to understand and values stability over potential high gains compared to stock options. In designing an equity-based compensation plan, several considerations must be considered to align it effectively with corporate strategy. Eligibility criteria need to be clearly defined. These plans are typically offered to senior executives and key personnel whose decisions can significantly impact the company's performance. Expanding eligibility to include a broader array of employees can democratize ownership and potentially enhance engagement across all levels of the organization. The vesting schedule is another design element. It determines how long employees must remain with the company before they gain full ownership of the equity. This can be essential for retaining top talent and reducing turnover. Common vesting schedules include graded or cliff vesting, where the equity vests incrementally over time or all at once after a set period, respectively. The schedule should reflect the strategic goals of the company, such as promoting long-term commitment or rewarding short-term achievements. The performance conditions linked to equity grants are vital. These conditions can be based on individual, team, or company-wide performance metrics, and they help ensure that the equity Effective communication is essential when implementing an equity-based compensation plan. Employees need to understand how their actions can affect the value of their equity, and consequently, their potential earnings. Education on the mechanics of equity compensation and ongoing communication about company performance in relation to equity can help maximize the motivational impact of these plans. Regularly reviewing and adjusting the equity-based compensation plan is important to ensure that it remains aligned with the changing strategic goals and financial circumstances of the company. As the business environment evolves, so too should the structures put in place to motivate and retain the workforce. Equity-based compensation, when thoughtfully integrated into a company's broader compensation strategy, can significantly contribute to aligning employee efforts with long-term business success. This strategic alignment not only drives organizational performance, but also builds a shared sense of purpose and commitment among employees, reinforcing their role in the company's future prosperity.